Is up, wrestling fans? This is KK Chronicles with your host, JB. Well, WWE Backlash has just ended for the night, and I am really tired. But yeah, gotta do what we gotta do. So, what happened tonight? I will tell you guys all that fun stuff right after this. Hello, and welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Just gonna do a quick little audio sync there. Alright. Anyway, this is Kayfabe Chronicles, and I am JB. If this is your guys' first time here, stick around for a little while. Participate in the live chat to the left-hand side of the screen. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and also check us out on our Facebook page and our Twitter account. So what are we talking about tonight? What are we talking about tonight? Backlash, that's what we are talking about. Um, Overall, it was a pretty decent pay-per-view on paper, and I will just leave it at that. I will just leave it at that. Not a lot going on. We're gonna kind of do a quick little review tonight. I'm gonna aim to keep it about 15 minutes in length, because, like I said, I was at work all day. I'm really tired. It's about 10:30 p.m. Central Time right now, and it's almost sleepy time. It is almost sleepy time. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? What do we got here? Alright, so opening up the night, we had the Intercontinental Championship. We had Seth Rollins defending against The Miz. Like I said in my predictions video, I predicted this to be the match of the night, and I was right. Absolutely phenomenal match. Both guys were just so ridiculously over. One thing I really would love, though, is when, the beginning of Miz's music hits, the audience always yells awesome, but it's always like two beats earlier than the actual awesome chant, and it kind of throws everything off. But other than that, it's so good. Seth Rollins was beyond over. The Miz was beyond over. Just the stuff that these two guys do to each other is just phenomenal. Couple of really things I liked in the match. There was like a really sick DDT that happened earlier when Miz lined him up, and he just did like a perfect 45-degree angle, just DDT, just spiked Seth Rollins on him. That was really good. Of course, this classic figure four spot. Miz gets Seth Rollins into the figure four. Seth Rollins reverses it and reverses it back to get the rope break. Um, I always love that spot. One sequence I really liked is there was Seth Rollins did a superplex off the top of the rope, and then he tried to flip Miz into a Falcon Arrow, but then his knee gave out, and the Miz hit a skull crushing finale, but Seth Rollins kicked out. Seth Rollins' knee kind of buckled a couple times in this pay-per-view during this match. It's going to be a repetitive theme as the night goes on. Yeah, he kicked out of a couple skull-crushing finales. But yeah, end of the match, really good sequence, really good sequence. It was kind of a roll-up, countered into a roll-up, countered into a schoolboy, countered into a curb stomp, and Seth Rollins retained the championship. Like I said, match of the night. Great way to open up the show. I give this one a five star for sure. Both guys killed it. The audience was into it. The audience was hot. They loved everything about this. This is definitely on my list so far of my top matches of the year. I loved every single second about it. So good. So good. So good. Alright. Next match we had Nia Jax defending against Alexa Bliss. I'm gonna say it, I enjoyed it more than the WrestleMania match, but that's not saying a lot. I like the storyline going into this, like the whole Alexa Bliss claiming that Nia Jax is the bully, and like the moments of bliss. Well, overall, it was a decent match. It went on a lot longer than it should have. The storytelling they were doing, they could have done it in about 5 to 7 minutes, and I think this one went in at about 10 plus. Um, it ended when Alexa Bliss actually got a lot more offense in this time, which was good. It wasn't a complete squash match, so both ladies were able to do that thing. Match ended when Alexa Bliss went for a Twisted Bliss. Nia Jax caught her, hit her with the Samoan drop, and it was over. Now, the thing I didn't like is that after the match, Nia Jax tried to do this anti-bullying promo, and I know that they were really trying to get the audience to be like, yeah, but just her delivery didn't work. The sincerity behind it didn't work. The message was there, but it fell a little flat. Overall, like I said, I like this match a lot better than the WrestleMania match, but overall, it still wasn't epic. It wasn't an amazing match. All right, very next match we had the U.S. Championship between uh, good old Randy Orton taking on champion Jeff Hardy. I don't really have a lot of notes on this one. One part I liked was when Randy Orton was kind of outside the ring and Jeff ran around and did like that drawing a blank that kick thing that he does. That was pretty cool. But overall, like we've seen this match numerous times in the past. Only now it's 20 years later, and I think just the audience just wasn't into it. Like the energy started off up here at the beginning of the night and then just kind of kept going downhill. I really didn't feel a lot for this match. It ended when Jeff got him in a twist of fate and then hit the Swanton Bomb, and he regains his championship. Overall, like for two older guys, it was good, but it was nothing really to write home about. All right. Next match, we had Daniel Bryan taking on Big Cass. Daniel Bryan, huge push, huge pop. Big Cass, huge boo. I love the video package. This was probably my favorite video package that they did leading into this. Um, it was kind of predictable. Like Big Cass kind of dominated really early on. Got a lot of good licks there on Daniel Bryan. Showing the big man, he can hang with the veteran. Um, Overall, I wanted more out of this match. It was a lot shorter than I think it could have gone. Match ended when Daniel Bryan finally locked Big Cass into the yes lock, and Big Cass just tapped immediately. Like there was no build of him trying to fight it. Like as soon as it got locked in, he tapped instantly. It's big scary guy taps out to a submission hold really quick. Like I know that they're trying to push the entire storyline of doesn't matter how big you are, if you tap out, you tap out. After the match, though, Big Cass beat up Daniel Bryan, so he leaves the match still looking pretty strong. I know they're going to keep extending this feud. It was a good first outing, but between the two, I just wish that this one would have been a little bit longer, in my opinion. All right. The Lady SmackDown Championship, Carmella defending against Charlotte. Started off exactly how you thought it was going to be. Carmella just getting overpowered at the beginning of the match. She tries to powder out and take her title and leave, but Charlotte's not going to allow that. Charlotte throws her back in the ring. They fight a little bit. Carmella finally manages to get a kind of a cheap shot in there, and Carmella starts to get a little bit of offense, which is good. I really didn't want this to be a squash. Yeah, Carmella looked pretty decent. I think she's really come along. She did manage to lock Charlotte in Code of Silence, like her finisher. Charlotte managed to get out. Ending sequence, Charlotte goes for the moonsault. Carmella runs out of the way. Charlotte lands on her feet, which is great, but she kind of buckles and pops her knee. Once again, the running gag of the night. She falls and hits the mat, and Carmella rolls her up and gets the clean pin. 1, 2, 3, right in the center of the ring. Carmella beats her clean. Now, cool. I like that she kind of beat her clean, even though Charlotte did injure herself during the match. I just find it weird that Asuka was undefeated for so long. Charlotte beats her clean, no problem, and now Carmella beats Charlotte clean, no problem. I don't see what they're going at. I did think Carmella was going to win, but I figured it would be some chicanery, some bad stuff going on. But whatever. What do I know? I'm just some dude. All right. Next match we got the World Championship. That's right. The World Championship is not the main event because why would we ever promote the SmackDown World Title as a main event when we have Roman Reigns on our roster? Match started off with so much potential. I was buying every second of it. It was good storytelling. For the first half, Shinsuke looked really good. This is more of the match that I kind of wanted to see out of them. However, it pretty much ends when both of them kick each other in the nuts, and neither of them can answer the 10 count. That's right. The no disqualification match still ends in a no contest. If you guys have any reasoning of why, just let me know in the comment section below or the chat room. But this is where I think officially where the audience just completely lost all faith in this pay-per-view. People were booing granted, it makes sense. It was just a weird finish. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But like I said, they're gonna stretch this out until SummerSlam or Survivor Series. So you gotta go, gotta do what you gotta do. But I was not happy with the finish, and I don't think anybody was. Just they've had 3 matches now, and like point 0.5 of one of them has been good. All right, next we have the tag team match with Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley taking on Sami and Kevin Owens. I love that the crowd keeps cheering and singing Sami Zayn's theme song. That's awesome. The match was exactly as you expected. Bobby Lashley started, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were just doing their absolute best to prevent Bobby Lashley from tagging in Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman finally gets the hot tag, cleans house, starts beating the crap out of everybody. Sami Zayn tries to leave the match, but Kevin Owens won't let him. He's like, no, we gotta fight this. We gotta do this. Sami's like, no, none of that. Sami and Kevin kind of fight a little bit. They actually slap each other and start throwing each other into the ring to fight Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman easily takes them both out. And finally, Sami gets out of the ring, runs out. But Bobby Lashley hits Kevin Owens with his finisher and wins the match, even though Sami Zayn was the legal man in the ring. Then after the match, Sami Zayn finds his way back to the ring and he gets beaten up. There's all this extra filler stuff that just didn't need to be done. Another point I forgot to mention earlier is like there was a midpoint where Elias tried to do like his song, and then he was interrupted by the New Day, and then he was interrupted by Rusev Day, and he was interrupted by like No Way Jose, and he was interrupted by Breezango. He was interrupted by pretty much everyone who wasn't on this card. Completely unnecessary. Completely just doesn't make sense whatsoever. And then Bobby Roode finally came out and like DDT'd him. Everyone gets a paycheck. So that segment took about 20 minutes. This aftermatch segment took about 10 minutes. So there you go. That's half an hour. And the show went over by half an hour. Like, that's the thing. Like, these are supposed to be 3-hour pay-per-views, people. 3-hour pay-per-views. And when you're padding all this extra stuff, it just gets tiring. Like, I feel bad because I'm not really putting a lot of energy into this review right now because I really just did not care for this pay-per-view. And it really hurts me because I have, like, big feels for this event. So yeah, we're just going to go into the main event. So Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. So I was really excited for this match, and it started off really good. Like, Joe just decimated Roman Reigns. He threw him through a table, did the Uranagi, just all this great stuff before the match even starts. They finally get into the ring. They fight a little bit, but just the audience just isn't feeling it. The audience is dead. There's CM Punk chants. There's freaking beat the traffic chants. There's boring chants. Like, like, like these guys are trying their best to make it a decent match, and just like it just really sucks because the crowd is just not getting into it. Like overall, this crowd was really weird all night. There's just like a lot of really weird chants. Like during the Big Cass Dan O'Brien match, they were chanting "We want Enzo." Like, why would they be cheering that? Like, that's like the last person that you would want on just to make a return. Yes, he was found, innocent in the story, with all that crap from him, but still, like as a person, I don't get it. And it's weird because like the crowd started off really hot, and I tweeted about how hot this crowd was, and then they just turned into bleh. Apparently, like a lot of the crowd left during the Roman Reigns match, and I can see why. Like by this point of the night, it's just super boring. Um, a lot of rest holds, and like I said, like Joe's just trying his best to make this work, but just I don't think either of them were feeling it. Crowd's chanting delete. Um, so the point is like Joe gets Roman Reigns into the Coquina clutch finally, right by the ropes. So Roman Reigns is about to tap out. Fortunately, he manages to get a rope break, even though he technically did tap out, but the referee didn't count that. So once again, the referee like drops the ball during a Roman Reigns match. Storyline. Um, yeah, and then he manages to hit Samoa Joe with a spear and gets the win. 1, 2, 3. Why didn't Joe win? I don't know. Like, I don't get it. The booking for this entire pay-per-view made little to no sense. And I just felt really bad. I feel really bad for Samoa Joe because he deserves way better than this. Like, the guy works his butt off all the time, and the crowd's just not appreciating it. Like, they appreciate when he first came down, but just like by midway of this match, they just did not give a rat's butt at all. Um, So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to talk about Backlash. Like I said, it started off as like a plus show. Like that Intercontinental match was just absolutely phenomenal. But then as the night went on, it just kept dragging on. The filler stuff didn't make sense. The booking of the matches didn't make sense. The order of the matches didn't make sense, and it just really dropped for me. And it just once again it suffers from like the mid-month filler pay-per-view in my opinion. It also doesn't help that the Greatest Royal Rumble was last week, so that really didn't give them any time to build any proper storyline. Big issue I have with this pay-per-view is it is the first co-branded pay-per-view, but that's the problem. Is I even said that this was going to be an issue when they first announced this was going to happen. So you have both shows on one thing, but it's all these big name stars who aren't even on the show. Like no tag teams were on the show. Very lackluster women like events. Like there's just so many big name people. Like no Finn Balor, no Usos, no Becky Lynch. Like just all these like key names that are essential to your rosters not having any matches whatsoever. They got to find a way to fix this because I was not impressed, as most people were not. I give this show a D minus. If I was to give it a grade, like I said, it started off so great, and then just by the end of it, it just faded and just fell into obscurity. Um, so yeah, if I could give any advice to WWE, yeah, like I said, like yes, the whole dual branded, I get it, it's great, less pay per views, but you gotta give more people more opportunities and cut down on the filler. Like I said, like that Elias thing could have easily been cut out, and that whole post Braun Strowman thing could have easily been cut out, and you guys would have kept the audience interested a lot more, in my opinion. Alright, so that is all I have to talk about in regards to Backlash. What did you guys think about Backlash? Let me know in the comments section below. Like I said, if this is your first time here and you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Click that little bell next to it for notifications. We do a live stream every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, except for pay-per-view nights, i.e. tonight, which we will always do it after the event. We also have a lot of other stuff on the channel. We have a segment, Stuff I Find at Work, where I talk about random items that I find at my workplace, if you're looking for some non-wrestling stuff. And, of course, our comedic wrestling discussions that we try to do at least once a month. So, yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. I love all you guys with the bottom of my heart. So, yes, this is JP from Kayfabe Chronicles, and I will see you guys next time.